Okay, what's happening, guys? This is Bharat Nagpal for iGyaan, and today we're going to be taking a look at iOS 8. Now we've gotten iOS 8 installed on the iPhone 5 right now because we just wanted to test it out. It's still running beta, and there are a couple of issues with this build, so it's not a final build. So we're still running beta. So that's great. You can see a lot of notifications over here from Instagram. So if you haven't already, go ahead and follow iGyaan on Instagram. We keep updating and posting pictures of whatever is happening. So a couple of things on the new iOS 8. So we'll start off with the notification panel. Of course, you see this bug report thing over here, but that's only because it's a beta version. You can see now that you can customize your notification panel. You can actually add third-party widgets within iOS 8. So you finally get widgets. Android has had it for some time. We finally get it on iOS. And that too in the notification panel. So you can add widgets and you can move them around as per your requirements. So third-party widgets will now finally be supported. And this has been cleaned up a little bit. So you see the today screen, the notification screen, and that's about it. So the third screen, which is a missed screen on iOS 7, has been removed. Now a couple of things. You'll see your recent contacts on the top over here. So you can quickly dial them. You can also send messages, or you can even initiate a FaceTime call directly from the top over here, so which is a good thing. A lot of people will appreciate that. Everything else remains the same. I have noticed that the iPhone 5 has become slightly more responsive on iOS 8, which is a good thing, a very good thing, in fact. And you guys might notice that as well. It's running much faster than it was on iOS 7, so they might have done some speed improvements as well, which they've not talked about. Your control panel remains the same, so just a bit of aesthetic differences here and there. You'll see that you have a new application which is called Health. Instead of calling it iHealth or Health Book or anything else, they just called it simply Health, and it has a extensive list of things that it will do, or it will measure for you guys. So if you go ahead and look at this, you can have diagnostic information, which will include a number of times you've fallen, your galvanic skin response, or body heat flux. You can also have your fitness information in there, body fat percentage, the distance that you run, the calories, activity count, etc. Everything is in here. You can also have your lab results, blood glucose and blood alcohol content, and perfusion index. You can also have your medication information in here. So essentially what this becomes is your medical history. But the fact is that now you'll have all your information on your hand, on your phone. So if you go visit a doctor, you can give him all that information from your phone, which is a good thing, bearing in mind the fact that you actually fill in correct information in here. You can also utilize information from other applications and other products that you might use. So if you're in fitness, you'll see that things like Nike Fuel have been integrated into this. So if you use something like a Nike Fuel band, is what I use, you can get that information also directly in your health application, which will allow you to add a lot more information. So you can constantly have your heart rate being monitored via several devices that are available in the market, and you can constantly have your blood pressure being monitored. You can have your blood sugar level being monitored by devices that are compatible with iPhones, and now all that information will be presented to you within this, and then this information can be used by third-party applications. Like Nike is going to use this fitness information within their application to give you more information on your workouts and give you a better planned workout regime. So this will be something that will sort of change things for a lot of people. For a lot of people who are who keep unwell, can have all their information here. For a lot of people who want to keep fit, can have all their information here as well. So you can even add things like what all you've had to eat. All that information can be added within this application, which is fantastic. I plan on testing this out in depth, so I'll give you a quick update on that soon enough. You also have something called a bug reporter, which is again for the beta version, which is a test version over here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the keyboard. If you go in here and compose a new message, you'll see that a bunch of keywords pop up on the top over here. This is the new keyboard. Apple calls it QuickType, and you'll see that it'll start to give you certain words at the bottom. and that's great. Also, another thing that I like is the fact that if you get a message on your own, you can now start to get some quick answers at the bottom. So if somebody messaged me saying that there is a meeting happening today, you have options at the bottom that say thanks, okay, etc. That makes it quick to respond. For mail, a new great feature that has been added is the fact that when you're composing a new message, whatever you're typing in the message, yes, the tush has been spent. Let's make it spent. So the tush has been spent, but what I need to know is how do I see my photos in Dropbox? So I can go back to information that I want to pull out from a mail that I previously received. I can copy this information. I can go back to my previous message and paste it over here. So now drafting has become much easier over here. And you can see that I can pull out all my drafts from the bottom. So if I tap on this over here, I get all my drafts that were pulled out, and then I can choose whichever draft I want to work on, which is great, absolutely wonderful. The keyboard and the new messaging or the mailing features have become really interesting. Also for mail, what you'll notice is that if you've seen a mail that you like, so for example, there is a Burberry sale going on. So if I want to read this later, I can just simply swipe in from the left and then remember that the sale is going on. It will show as an unread message. So I can make it unread by simply swiping from the left all the way. You can also pull from the left, but you don't have to do that. You have to just swipe on the title itself. And then when you swipe in from the right, you get three options. If you swipe in all the way, it archives or deletes whatever option you have set. But if you swipe in halfway, you get more options, flag and archive. So you can go into more and then you can choose one of the several options available. So those are a quick look at your email settings. One cool feature that I think Apple forgot to highlight is the fact that now you can change exposure manually in your camera lens. If you can see over here, you can change the exposure manually. What this will also do is it will lock your focus and your exposure. So if you're taking an image of a very bright subject, you can just focus in on the subject and then increase the brightness or decrease the brightness depending on what you're taking an image of, which is great. You also have a quick timer, so you can set up a quick timer. The usual set of things. You have HDR photography. If you pull to the left, you get video. For the iPhone 5, you get time-lapse. You also get slow motion on the 5S. You get your standard square options, and you have your filters over here that you can use as well. And then you have the panorama that you can click, and you have been able to click on various other iPhones in the past. For photos, they've added a lot of new features. So you can go into your photos from the cloud. So I can go into my collections, and then I can look at all my photos over the years within my collections. So you can see that whatever photos have been put on my iCloud are now visible in this. What also you can do is take a look at your shared images, and then you can search for things in your streams as well, which is great. So you can search via time, location, etc. So it will say that images nearby, images clicked on within June 2014, and images clicked in New Delhi. I can also search for images in New York. I don't know if it's going to work. Let me try London. So yeah, it shows me images from London. So just one, weirdly enough, but maybe I didn't have my geolocations on. So just a quick look at Photos app. Of course, these features will be modified, and then you also have the new Photos app being launched, which will come at a later stage. But this is certainly really an interesting upgrade. Another interesting thing is that if you receive a notification on your home screen, you can quickly reply to the notification or interact with the notification without needing to access your application. So if I got a message, I can simply reply to the message from here, and I get the quick type keyboard. Alternatively, if you get a message or a calendar entry, you can accept it from here. You get anything else that requires you to interact with the notification, you can do that directly from here. Of course, you get voice to text as well, which is interesting. You can also get rid of the notification in the usual manner. So if you want to interact with the notifications, that has become much easier as well. Siri has become really cool as well. Siri understands many more languages or many more accents, which is great. As you can see, it is actually listening to me while I talk, and it's actually converting that into text. Well, it's trying anyway.
Let me check on that.
And it's going to check on that. But anyway, what also is interesting is that now you can search for your favorite music directly from Siri as well. So if I play a song, so you'll see the name of the song and an option to buy it from iTunes Store, which is fantastic. If you have the Shazam app installed, you can quickly jump.
You don't have the Shazam app installed.
So well, I can't do that because I don't have the Shazam app installed. I can install Shazam as well. So it's become more intuitive. It's become much more interesting. You can also quickly search for movies. Godzilla. And then it'll give you a movie. You'll find all your reviews. You'll find movies that you can download directly from the iTunes Store. And you'll also find movies that are playing. So for example, the previous Godzilla I can buy or rent from the iTunes Store. The new Godzilla I can't buy right now because it's not available. Unfortunately, in a place like India, you don't get movie tickets on Siri right now, but maybe at a later stage. You can see reviews from Rotten Tomatoes over here. So very interactive, and Siri's interface has become nicer as well. The new Safari allows you to do a lot more things. So first of all, your bookmarks are shared, which was also done in the past. But now here also you can search for your movies, and you also have an option to request a desktop site, which was previously missing. So if I'm searching for Godzilla, you'll get an option to buy Godzilla from here as well. Let me see. Okay, let's try X-Men. Not only will it populate results from Wikipedia, it might also give you movie options. Let me see if I can get this to work properly. Yeah, so if you can also see movies on iTunes. They probably will fix this. I'm going to file this as a bug report in the search. But the fact is that when you search for things within Safari, it'll give you things that you can stream from iTunes as well, which is interesting because you can just tap on this, go to your store, and download or stream the movie, or download or stream the song directly from the iTunes store, which is fantastic. iTunes Radio might be coming to India as well, which is absolutely fantastic. This is something that I've really enjoyed, and I think is one of the most underrated features of iOS. This is one of the best things to have if you are a music junkie like I am, and I love house and trance and hip hop, and I've signed into all these stations and I listen to them all the time, and it's free for iOS users, which is fantastic. So you get radio all the time. Of course, I have to pay for data, but iTunes Radio will be coming to India on iOS 8, which is fantastic and something that I'll really enjoy. So when you create, another thing that has been added into messages is when you create a group thread, you'll get a lot more options from your thread. So you can add more people, of course. You can send images to the group. You can also send voice notes. Like I am sending a voice note right now. I can cancel that. So a lot more features have been added to groups. You can also subscribe or unsubscribe from groups. You can also moderate the groups, which is great. The audio messaging feature is available as a standard for all messaging. So if you're in standard voice messaging, if you're in standard iMessaging, you can send a voice message as well. Finally, third-party apps can now use the Touch ID on iPhone 5s for accessing in-store purchases, etc. Maybe even interacting with games. So this will be opened up for third-party access, which is fantastic. Another thing that you can do is developers can now add third-party keyboards. So you can finally get keyboards like Swipe on the iPhone, which is fantastic again. Last and final thing that I think is really interesting is the fact that you can now connect your iPhone to a Mac and receive phone calls from your phone onto your Mac. You can also initiate phone calls from your phone to the Mac, which is fantastic. You'll also get your text messages apart from iMessages in the messages panel on your phone. on your iMac, but this will only work with Yosemite and iOS 8, which are both going to be free updates to most of the devices. So iPhone 4S and up will get iOS 8. So iPhone 4S, 5 and 5S and 5C will get iOS 8 free when it comes out this fall. We'll be coming back with more videos on this, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be checking out the new camera and how it improves on the camera quality. And if you have any questions or queries, you can drop them in the comment section below, and you can read our full write-up on iGyaan.in. This has been Bharat Nagpal, guys. Thank you for watching.